can begin to identify the ones that you want to be looking at. You can see that even we haven't done this, but we have traded at this on Friday. Victoria took the Euro New Zealand on Friday, but let's do the Euro Yen. Let's do the New Zealand, because this is interesting, because this will give us a trade. Look at the Euro Aussie, it went up 64 pips. The Euro New Zealand went up 105. So this means that the New Zealand is actually pretty much weaker than the Australian. So even though we haven't been trading it, but now we have an opportunity to do that. And you can see here, this is what we're always looking for, a structure point. It fails below that structure point, and you can see, Paul, you see this arch? That is your turtle soup to the upside, because that's it went a breakdown to the downside. Now it flipped, and you can see that is how a turtle soup to the upside is working. That's a very powerful move. And to identify the next significant point is right there, which is the 158.14. Therefore our trade, and you can look at the intraday chart, this structure point, which is the 158.14, look how it's evolving over here. That is your 3-day high, the 4-day, all of them are lining up at or around the one. So that is brilliant. That's what you want. You want the price action to confirm what we have identified as a significant point from April of this year. From April. And that significant point has been identified and respected by the market on Friday. Now you have that additional confidence. So with that, we're going to go short, in this case below the 158. I would suggest we go short below the 157.85, simply because this is where the market has respected and is sitting at it. But I'm confusing. I want us to remain true to our methodology, even though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say we're going to go short below the 158.14, and my structural short point is 158.14, and that is our stop. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a line, a selling line, which you should have on your screen. That is the actual sell. So we are going to begin to look at selling it right below the 159, below that intraday structure. But in order to remain true to our methodology, I put in the sell signal as of the 158.14, so that we can be consistent. And if this is just an exception, we don't turn an exception into a rule. We know this is now an exception. For doing it, we should be short when it comes below the structure. So this is the exception, it is not the rule. With regards to buying it, that's about it. We have to buy it above the high of the day. We don't really have much of a choice. And the high of the day is 52, so it's about 10 pips away. So we will buy it above 158. $52. If I do, my stop is going to be right below that structure. That's where your stop is. It's going to be a big stop, but that's it. If it's too big for your taste, don't take it. So the stop is going to be the 157.90, and the next structure long point to the upside is pretty much this baby over here, and that is the 162.06. So we do have about 400 pips to the upside. That should be a pretty decent move, and that confirms the move that we have in the Euro Aussie. So that is a good opportunity for this thing to move higher, so we can make some money on that. So it's going to be the 162.06. Okay, so the Euro New Zealand, we are going to go long above 152.58.52. We have a structural long point at 162.06, and our stop is 157.90. It's a big stop, but if you have the software and you can see the key lines and stuff like that, we can manage the trade. But if somebody who are here doesn't have the software, that's the on the short side, we're going to go short below 158.14. That's our structure show point, and it is going to be our stop, but technically we're going to execute below the 157.90. All right, that is the Euro New Zealand. Let me save the chart.